I've also another lesson I learned in 2020 is just don't be over concerned. Like other people's well being and like other people's like thoughts and feelings aren't your responsibility. You have to live your own life.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Yeah, you can't control that stuff. Can't worry about that type of stuff. Yeah. Well, guys, you can follow us at Cook and the Coach on TikTok.
Are we keeping this in?
No, no, no.
Guys, welcome to another edition of the Cook and the Coach podcasts.
I'm Kenny, I'm the cook.
I'm Baeza, I'm the coach. Welcome, everyone.
We're on episode 51. We're almost to the end of the year. I'm feeling pretty good. I hope y'all are healthy and feeling good. Is
Indeed,
how you
indeed.
feeling today? Decent overall. I'm excited we're
Yeah.
doing this. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm excited for the
We're
new year.
favorite holiday. I'm stoked.
I forgot that's your favorite holiday. That's right. Yeah, it'll be nice. I'm starting to sketch out ideas for what I want my New Year's resolutions to be. We'll have to see. I've gotten into doing that a little bit more recently and actually been taking them a little more seriously the past couple of years, and I kind of like them.
Sure.
So we'll see. Do you ever do that kind of stuff?
Used to be big into it, but I feel like the last couple of years has been more of like setting up like just general goals for the year, and
Yeah.
then it's more about reflection of the last year.
Yeah.
Than it is about like, oh, I wanted, this is my resolution. Like, I
Yeah, I
have
feel
a
that.
general idea of where I want to be,
Mm-hmm.
and then like the more immediate goals I'll write down and
Right.
stuff. But then I take like the New Year's, like this is my favorite week of the year. Like from Christmas Day to New Year's is my favorite time of the entire year.
Yeah, it's really great.
It's the best time of year for me by
Dude,
far.
it's like the whole week is like floating, It doesn't really, you kind of just
Yeah.
detached from responsibilities. You just get to like see people you love, like relax, catch up. It's really nice.
I think it should be a crime to work during this time.
This
Like,
morning,
why are we working?
yeah, I agree. I probably won't actually. I
Why are we working between December 24th and January 1st?
don't
There's no
do it.
reason to
Everyone should
work.
just take a
Why are we?
break.
If you're a boss and you're forcing your people to come in, you should be. That's a criminal. That's criminal.
You should
That's
pay. You
ridiculous.
should have to pay your employees like double pay for like
Yes.
that week. Like if they're going to work on the holidays or something, you
Why are we
should
working?
hope that it should be like a financial incentive for them not to work. Like you have to pay double. But then again, maybe a ton of money hungry jerks would work on New Year or on the holidays. Then this morning, I went into my hallway and I smelled like weed and I heard like a lot of music playing and like a lot of conversations in like the different apartments. I was like, it's a
This is a
Monday
surprise.
morning. And I'm like, oh yeah, we're between Christmas and New Year's. I'm not that
Yeah.
surprised anymore. In the moment, I was like, what are you guys doing? But then I was like, I'm taking a day off. I can't judge these people. I'm relaxing.
Like I'm all about working as much as you can, but I feel like this is like the one week of exception where it's like no one should be working. Why? We should all be at home with our families,
Yeah.
sleeping in, enjoying time with people we want to see. Like
Yeah.
this, like in a lot of other countries, actually, this is like a time of year where like everyone has everything off.
Really?
Especially in like Europe and like Africa, no one works during this time. It's like almost like
Really?
mandatory. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So is that kind of like is that something where the US is pretty singular in that regard? Like we're kind of the ones working way more? Or is
Yeah.
China or other like real
For
big countries doing that too?
yeah.
Hmm.
Like
Interesting.
Ethiopia, for example, like we have 13 months from this like their obviously their calendar is a little bit flipped around,
Yeah.
but basically the time between um like Christmas Day in America and like New Year's in America,
Hmm.
that's like their like 13th month. It's only lasts for like a week and like 1 or 2 days.
Yeah.
That whole month is like no one works, no one does anything, just be home with your family.
Yeah. Right. This is such a dumb question, but say like you're trying to plan something with like a relative or something and they live in Ethiopia and like you're like trying to choose a day to come visit or something? Is there like some confusion like between the two calendars? Does that throw a wrench in the works or do you guys do you defer to like
No,
one calendar in that situation?
No, because both sides know both calendars. So like it's when you know both calendars, like it's easier to plan. But
Mm.
yeah, if like they understand our calendar or vice versa, then it'd be a little more of a struggle.
Right.
Like they understand like the international slash American calendar there, and then we understand their calendar and how they do things over there.
Sure.
So the fact that
Okay.
we know both, we can like kind of like, oh, like our May is whatever month that is over there.
Hmm.
So we have to plan accordingly to that. And then
Sure. So out of like
yeah.
courtesy, do you use the name of the month that the like your relative in Ethiopia would be using, or do you just say like do you just like choose the day like you want to do June 6th arbitrarily, and that lines
Yeah.
up well between the Ethiopian months or whatever, and then you
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Yeah.
say, hey, can we come over June 6th?
Yeah.
Is that okay? Gotcha. Just
Yeah.
curious about
It's not
that.
that hard.
I did, yeah, I figured. I just like I was curious about that because I only ever really thought about it as like what we were talking about an episode or two ago about like the other holidays or like doing like how you were saying you do two Christmases. So
Mhm.
I was thinking it more of just like a celebration timeline type thing. But that's
Yeah.
interesting.
If you're, that's the thing. Like if you're like a traveler, you kind of have to learn like the general, maybe not like exactly how it is, but just a general calendar of how they do things over there. Because
Right.
a lot of countries don't follow the same calendar we do. A
Mm.
lot do, but not everyone. So it's if you're like a person who travels a lot, it's really useful to know like how other countries structure their year.
Yeah. Dude, speaking of travel, I got a and calendars, honestly. I got a this cool retro calendar for Christmas. It was just one of the gifts I got. And
Yeah.
it has the design is it references all of these old travel posters from the 50s and 60s. So it's like that cool like art style. And so it's like, you know, major cities in different countries around the world. And gosh dang, it just I have such a travel bug when I look at it. Like I
Mm-hmm.
miss being able to I miss having the thought of, oh, I'm gonna go there, meet people, do fun shit before having the remembrance that like, oh, I can't really do that. Sucks. I'm so excited to be able to travel again.
Dude, same. Like unrestricted, yeah. Like I
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah, dude.
I
Get,
you know what I was thinking about today?
hmm.
Big crowds. Like I'm an extrovert. I love like big events, like big concerts, like
Yeah,
NFL games, like go for football games. Like I like big crowds. I'm
yeah.
excited for when that comes back too.
Oh, dude, I can't wait for that. It'll be so good. Oh, I can't wait. It'll be so good. Dude, guess what I did? You know, like earlier this year, how I was really into rollerblading.
Yeah. Yeah, I do
So,
remember that.
so that those skills have transferred over. I tried ice skating for the first time ever a couple days ago. Went decently
The
well.
first time.
Ever in my life.
No, we've definitely skated before together, Ken.
Never have, never in my whole
First
life.
time?
I've never skated.
Wow.
I grew up in Minnesota. I didn't ice skate until I was 25 years old, and it was fun. I liked it. It was really
Good.
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 Yeah,
I love skating.
I know it's great. I was expecting that the rollerblading wasn't going to really transfer over, and it kind of did. Like the
Yeah, for
breaking's
sure.
slightly different, but I was doing like that behind foot. I tried the behind foot drags stop. I tried doing like the pizza type stop where you like put your 2 feet kind of. Um, I couldn't quite get to the one where you slide on the two sides, but it was fun, dude. It was a good time. I had
Dang.
holding like a hockey stick helped with that a little bit too with the balance, but I did with and without. But yeah, it was good. Did it at like Acorn Park, so it was like, which I've actually
Classic.
been to a
Classic.
lot. I did frisbee golf there this year, disc golfing, frolfing, and yeah, I've been in that park a lot actually. But yeah, when was last time you ice skated? Out of curiosity,
I don't know.
like a year,
I
5 years.
probably a couple years.
Mm.
You know what I did yesterday though for the first time ever, since
Hmm.
we're on this subject.
Yeah.
I went skiing for the first time ever at 25 years old.
Wait, when? How recently?
Yesterday.
Literally yesterday? Oh my gosh.
Literally yesterday.
That's great. What did you think of it?
Um way too much work when you're not actually skiing, but
Yeah.
like as if like in general, it's super fun.
Sure.
Um
But you just like, you mean like What do you mean all the extra work? Do you mean like getting to the
Like
lift and
you're getting
everything,
to the
or what?
bottom of the hill, you're trying to like get to the lift, you have to like
Oh
pick up
yeah.
your skis and waddle over.
Yeah.
It's a whole damn workout. The fuck?
Yeah. That sucks
Then
about, yeah. And you're
dude.
wearing heavy, like
But
warm clothes, so you're just like sweating and just trudging through.
see that I didn't really mind that much. It was more so just like the work of not skiing, like getting on the lift
Yeah.
and then like trying to like waddle over to like the top of the hill and then actually going down. Here's the thing.
Nice.
Everyone was saying that I was like actually a good skier, like especially for my first time.
Oh yeah.
Cause like everyone's like just like slogged on the hill. I was
Mhm.
like, I already know how to do this. I'm just go straight down. I went like super fast. Everyone's like, dude, you're like kind of legit. Now
Kinda
slowing down
legit.
and stopping can't fucking do. I'll fall every time. Every single time when I slow down, I'll
So
fall over.
so you like tumble,
But
so
just going straight to
you rocket down the hill, then you just tumble to a stop.
pretty much.
Dude, I bet
I
that's all
did.
your football experience. You're just used to kind of just like crashing at the end of a run.
Well, yeah, well, like leaning like side to side, it wasn't hard for me because like when you make a cut as a running back, that's all you do. You're leaning, having your body like a torqued in the side. I'm
Mhm.
used to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So my legs were
Yeah.
strong enough to be able to do that with no problem. It was
Sure.
just actually slowing down that was the issue. But leaning
Wow.
side to side, avoiding stuff, and like going 100 miles an hour, no problem.
Oh, okay, 100. But yeah, that's wow. I'm surprised, dude. So did you start on the bunny hills?
I went to Bunny Hills, and everyone's like, "Oh, I should go up there. You seem pretty good." I'm like, "Okay." So I went up to like the taller hills,
Sure.
and everyone's like, "Yeah, you did all right." I
Nice.
eventually learned how to slalom and go on a slower, more enjoyable ride. I
Sure.
eventually learned that, but
Slaloming
yeah, I
is kind
mean,
of tough. And when you're first
yeah,
learning it, that is kind of tough.
it is.
So did you, I'm guessing you did like some, they break it down to what is, it's the bunny hill and then it's green circle, blue square, and black diamond, I believe. And then it's like double black diamond, triple black diamond. It kind of just goes.
Yeah, I think I got up to either green square or blue circle, or whatever it was. One of
Nice.
those two.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got up to
yeah.
that. So
Hell yeah. Dude, I
yeah,
went,
so not black diamond yet, but we're getting there.
yeah, those are great. I did last, I believe, yeah, it was last year. Wow, this has been actually, I think it was at the beginning of this year. Now that I'm thinking about it, um, I went up north in Minnesota, and we did like a snowboarding trip, and I had never snowboarded before, and it was me. Like I did a couple runs of snowboarding, like in southern Minnesota. Then we went up, and yeah, I kind of like learned how to snowboard a little bit. That's crazy, actually. I think that was this year. I've like added a lot of like low key added a lot of extracurriculars into my like seasons this year. That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about that, I really thought that was a 2019 thing. That's
If a
good.
group wanted to go to Lutzen, I would come this year for sure.
Oh, you should.
I would ski. I would totally ski. Skiing is kind of fun. I would try it again for sure.
Yeah, Lutzen was the shit. Because yeah, the year before I didn't do the snowboarding or skiing, so I just explored Grand Marais and just hung out in coffee shops and shit, which was fun. But
Yeah, that's super fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's so great. That's really fun though, dude. I had something else I
Yeah.
wanted to tell you that it was. Oh,
What's that?
another activity I added to the repertoire. First time I've ever done it. Bouldering. I went to Minneapolis Bouldering Project today.
What's bouldering?
Bouldering is like indoor rock climbing, but it's not tall enough where you need like a harness and ropes. So the floor is just super soft and cushy, so you can just fall and you probably won't get hurt. It's really
Oh,
fun.
cool.
Yeah, so I went there, and yeah, I got a couple blisters, hence I popped a couple of those.
I would try that for sure.
Dude,
Rock
you
climbing
should.
too. I think I would like I don't know if I'd be good or not. Maybe I'd be like super good because I have upper body strength. Maybe I'd be terrible. But I think I would like to genuinely try it though. For
Dude,
sure.
let's go sometime. They
I know Kari be all for it.
dude, yeah, Kari came with. Kari and Jack, my brother, who's been visiting from Duluth. We all went. And yeah, it was
Mhm.
really fun. We should definitely go. It's like
Yeah,
it's not
we definitely would
expensive.
go.
It's like a good time. And there are so many attractive people there, dude. It's unbelievable. It's
Well,
unbelievable.
yeah, they'll have to be fit to do it, right?
Yeah, I mean theoretically.
Relatively,
Yeah,
relatively at least.
it's a
You
sweet
know,
space. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's dope.
just
But yeah, dude.
babes just walking around.
Pretty much. Yeah, babes. Smoking hot babes.
What am I in a 2000s movie?
Yeah. All the
Mid 2000s
chicks,
movie,
dude. Yeah, you're like John Arbuckle from Garfield. Does he always say
right?
like babes and chicks? It's pretty much
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Nah, I'd go though. It'd be fun. I'll try it out sometime.
Dude, we're gonna have to.
I just I just want to try new shit in like 2021. Like maybe not like get into like actual like new hobbies. I have enough actual hobbies, but
Yeah.
like just trying things like for once, just see what
Yeah.
things are like.
Dude, me
I'm all
too.
about that in 2021.
Dude, I have the bug. I'm gonna be like not to say I'm gonna be irresponsible with COVID and stuff, but like I'm gonna get tested once or twice a week. I'll keep masking or whatever as long as I have to. But I'm just like like I loved seeing so many people. I mean, obviously people were being responsible and stuff. They were like masked and all that jazz, sanitizing and everything at Minneapolis Bouldering Project. But like I haven't seen that many people in person all doing the same activity besides grocery shopping in 8 months, 9 months. It was a nice
It's a weird
feeling.
thing.
It was a really nice feeling.
I felt the same way too yesterday when I was skiing and like tubing and shit.
Yeah.
So like granted, it's like outside, so it's like an indoor compact space. Like everyone's like outside and it's spread out.
Yeah.
But like being like in the same like general proximity as other people, like without mask, I could like see their faces and like their expressions.
Yes.
Like it was like the best I felt in a long time. It was
Yeah,
just like,
dude.
oh, this feels normal and right.
It is. It's supposed to be. It's. I think we have. We're. I think we've adapted pretty well, all things considered. But once things start to go back to normal, I think we're going to be shell shocked by how bad we have it right now and how good it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it's going to be unbelievable the number of things that we realized we were going without. I think it'll shock us.
No, I agree. Tim Dillon and Schultz were talking on Tim Dillon's podcast, and they were saying like, what they think is going to happen is it's going to be like a week or two of like everyone like does everything and like goes out, like it's like full on ragers, like people are like tongue kissing each other, like sweating on each other.
Yep.
But then like after like a week or two of that, it's gonna be like, oh, like half these people I don't even care about. So like people are like cut off like friendships like none other.
Really? Oh, so a great friend
Because you
reset.
realized exactly, because like some people you hung out with before the pandemic, and then the pandemic happened, you never saw them. Let me see
Mm.
him again. You're just like, oh, we were never actually friends.
Oh, yeah,
And
you have a
then
lot of time to sit back and like then you realize like what are we doing? This isn't that comfortable.
and then the flip flop too. So like people who like you would talk to and like you were interacting with during the pandemic, who were thought you were friends in the pandemic, I think it'll be wide open and be like, oh wait, we were only pandemic friends, we weren't actual friends. So you're gonna get both effects
Right.
at the same time.
Right. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah,
This will be interesting.
I have buddies who like we kind of have one or two activities that we'll like do together. And I've thought like if we don't have like this sport to play together, I don't know if we're very close friends. And it's
But
not
for
an
real,
insult. It's not an insult. It's nothing personal. It's just like we haven't made any more progress yet, you know? Like this is what we got.
this is true. This is
It's
true.
yeah, that's interesting. I really think that I was talking with my brother about this. Like I was saying that I think what I was postulating is I think that so many people are going to be traveling and moving where they live, just going all over the place as soon as they're more able to. My brother's like, well, nothing's really stopping you from moving right now. Like you can still move. Like maybe some financial reasons, but you can move.
Sure.
It might be
Yeah,
harder
for
to like
sure.
to put down roots again, but traveling is the big one. Like I feel like there's going to be a boom in terms of traveling. I feel like Airbnbs and hotels.
That's gonna be a problem.
How so?
So I was reading like I was on a couple YouTube videos of this and I read a couple articles about this. But like 2018, 2019, a
Mhm.
lot of like I don't know what the name for these people are. People who like monitor like the Earth's like traveling rate and like the Earth's health and whatnot. They were
Uh-huh.
saying that we were actually traveling too much.
Oh, really?
Like too much travel was happening. Like tourism was like actually starting to like kill places that it was supposed to help support. And like
Oh.
environmental wise, it was like really, really bad how much traveling was and how the pandemic actually like really helped slowing that down. But they're worried now if
Oh.
things open up, traveling will be like twice as much
Yeah.
as big, and
Yeah.
that could cause like real like damage to the world.
So are what respects like pollution or
Pollution from like air travel,
Mhm.
pollution from like tourists coming to like certain countries and like not respecting the country's like
Right.
health guidelines. Um, even like seeing places that like I don't know, like say the coral reef, right? The
Mhm.
coral reef was like visited too much, and that was actually like people like
Killing it.
boats actually bump into it and stuff like that, which was actually
Ugh.
destroying the reef.
Yeah.
Now the reef during the pandemic is actually like slowly gotten back to normal because no one's visiting there anymore.
Right.
But they're worried like, oh, when things open up, there's gonna be twice as much tourism there.
Yeah.
So it's like twice. It's like one example of like natural habitats being destroyed by tourism,
Yeah.
and they're worried what's gonna happen to it when things open back up.
Wow. That's really interesting. Huh. I think
Yeah,
that
man.
I guess we're gonna have to do I in that case then I feel like we have to have someone do some sort of like travel 2.0, like here are like more responsible ways to be traveling as much as you want to be, I guess, if that makes sense. like
Right.
like I don't know, like use public transportation, like that bus is running, that train is running just as often whether you're on it or not, right? Like things like
I
that, I
use it.
get. Or do more date like backpacking type stuff, like the classic backpacking through Europe type thing where you're just like making use of all the more local things rather than a lot of air travel. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's a bummer. Like similar to, I feel like we talked about this maybe with Miski one time, but the like when missionaries, or not even missionaries, when kids from a church will go and do a mission trip, and then it's just like they litter
Don't even
and
get me
it's
started
just
on that.
disrespected.
Don't
And
get me started on that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I kind of
All
want
you
to.
Bethel white girls watching this, you know who you are. You know
Yeah,
who you are. I'm not calling out names, but you know who you are. All you
but we
Bethel
can
white
just
girls.
we can just scroll through a few of your photos and we'll figure it out really quick.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Dude, I can't wait. Are there any places you really want to travel once things are more open?
Nowhere like particularly. Um, I think once 2021 comes around, I have a little more money saved up. I'll definitely want to go somewhere.
Mm,
For how long or where exactly, not sure, but I don't know. Like I've in some ways, I feel like I've traveled way more than other people in my lifetime.
I think you have,
But
yeah.
in the same respect, it's like I haven't like gone on my own individual trips that much.
Yeah.
Like I've traveled across the country for like athletics and like high school and college and stuff.
Hmm.
Um, I've been to Ethiopia with my family. We've been to Germany a few times.
Hmm.
Like I've seen parts of Europe, like, and I've been to Canada a few times with my family. So like, I don't know. I've been over to the U.S. I've seen like several different countries before,
Yeah.
but like I've never gone somewhere with like either by myself or like a small group of friends. I've never done that. So I
Right.
think I would want. So I think in 2021, I definitely want to do that for the first time. Like go on like my own dime with either myself or like a couple friends and like go on like an actual trip and do that. I've never actually done that. So it'd be kind of fun.
That would be really cool. Yeah, I feel like the
Even just for
night.
like a weekend.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like I feel like people are going to be like so excited to meet each other again. Cuz I was thinking like a simple day,
Hmm.
like cuz I had like a snow day pretty much. My By the way, just a tangent real quick. My apartment
Go.
continues to be a nice veneer covering up a world of problems.
That's the perfect way to describe your place.
Dude, it's
That's the perfect way to describe your
unbelievable.
place.
The
That's
like
exactly what it is.
there's underground parking and I decided to do it because the neighborhood's a little sketch, and I figured it'd be safer when I have guests and such. And so I have to go up this ramp outside, and we're in Minnesota and it snows. So apparently, I was talking with this random person in my apartment about this today. Apparently, there's like a heater underneath the ramp to melt away the snow as it falls, so it's safer to drive on, and so there's less people to have to shovel and stuff. But apparently they're having issues with the heater because it isn't functional when it gets to a certain level of coldness. And it's like, we're in Minnesota. How could you not have considered that you need a heater when it's cold? It doesn't make any sense.
This sounds like your apartment. It's like, it look like visually apartments like pretty cool and stuff. Like it's a really nice apartment.
Yeah.
But just like little like things here and there, like just sketchy.
Dude.
Like the neighborhood surrounded in.
Yeah.
Like, just little things.
Dude, well, I've had a couple days in the past week or so where I was essentially snowed in for a few hours at least, where I'm just kind of like waiting for someone to go shovel out the place or it to melt or something. And me and my brother were watching this car and it was like, okay, so this is the ramp, the car was like trying to get up and it just couldn't. And so it kept on sliding back and it would like stop. And you could tell the guy was like looking back and like trying not to crash into the garage door. And then he would try rolling again and he couldn't get anywhere. He'd roll farther down and farther. So bad.
That's so frustrating.
I know. And people literally, it's come to the point where people have to do like essentially running starts. Like they try to get up the hill. It doesn't work. So they have to push the garage door button opener again. So they don't hit the garage door. So they back all the way down again where they came from. And now they're in like the concrete underground parking. And then they do like a, like, and it's their only chance. It's unbelievable.
You don't have salt over there? No salt?
I don't know what they're doing, dude. I saw the property manager shoveling himself, and I really figured that that'd be something they just hired like a 15-year-old kid to do. So nothing about this place makes sense. The other day, I was woken up at 9 a.m. Woke up at 9 a.m. by a phone call. And I'm like, I don't reckon, no name to the number. Okay. And I hung up and I tried to go back to sleep. Immediately, like, at my door, like a knock at the door, and it's like the property repair guy. He's a nice guy, but right after the call, he's knocking on my door, and then I hear that beep, and the door unlocks and like it opens. He's like, "Hey man, can I come in?" And I'm in my like shorts and t-shirt. I'm in bed. I'm like literally wiping my eyes, like, huh? I don't think I even have contacts in, and I'm like. Yeah, I'm too fucking agreeable. I'm like, yeah, come on in. And so he comes in, he's like, hey man, we're finally ready to fix your dishwasher, which hasn't worked for 3 months. All 3 months it hasn't worked. And they've brought a guy to fix it. I'm not joking, at least 3 different times. At least 3 different times they've brought in some guy with the part that we needed to fix the dishwasher, and it never works. And so literally I'll be like, it's been this whole ordeal. And so I'm like, oh yeah, come on in. So the repair guy comes in, the specialist repair guy comes in with his special tool. And he's like, all right, man, this will be the thing. Like, this is going to fix it. I'm like, great. So I literally just like sit on my bed and put my headphones on and put my laptop on and just like, just let me know if you need anything. But really, I'm just like trying not to fall asleep and pretend like I'm doing something. Literally just trying to wake up. But happy ending.
That's hilarious.
They did fix it. But yeah, dude, I'm just like, it's a studio. So it's like, this guy is like kneeling 3 feet from my bed. We're so close, and I just woke up. So I'm basically like looking at he's like sticking his ass out while he's like working on my dishwasher, and I'm just like trying not to fall asleep again.
That is so invasive.
And it's just like this. One time I came in, an earlier time when they were trying to fix my dishwasher, I left to go to work. So I like locked up my apartment. And I
Mhm.
went downstairs and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot my knife roll or something. So like I came back upstairs and went to I pulled like I went to like unlock the door and it was
Mm.
already unlocked. And I'm like, I definitely locked it. And I come in and a repair guy is on his knees trying to fix the dishwasher. And the property manager is like, oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. I was about to call you. I found a guy to fix the dishwasher. I'm like, it's all good, dude. Just do your thing. I'm going off to work. Like
Your
who
apartment
doesn't
stories.
send an email? Who doesn't check and see if it's a good time?
A memo.
A memo. Even just tell me I'm coming into your room at 9 a.m. tomorrow, whether you like it or not. Let me know. 12 hours in advance. It's unbelievable, dude. It's a constant string
You
of this.
you have the best apartment stories of anyone I know.
Dude,
Like
it's
literally every time I come over, every time I talk to you, there's like another like random story of like a repair guy, so the landlord,
a
neighbor down the
robbery.
hall,
Dude,
a
unbelievable.
mugging outside. There's always a different story. Even that
Dude.
one night we were hanging out with Dave and Kari before they left for Alaska.
Yeah.
Remember that one guy that we thought was like getting mugged or whatever, like a block down from your apartment? You were like watching a rooftop, like trying to figure out what was going on.
Oh, because we heard a lot of yelling or something, right? We were on the rooftop. We were like,
Yeah.
what's going on? It was like kitty
There's
corner away from us. We are like, is that guy in danger? Yeah, we pulled up like 911. We were ready to call. And it kind of just panned out. But yeah, I remember
the
that.
cops eventually came. Like,
yeah, dude.
there's always something in your apartment.
It keeps it interesting. It does keep it interesting, dude. But man, it's so much. It's so extra.
That's a clip of the week right there.
I think so, actually. Dude, it might be multiple because there was like several stories, several rants all in one.
Making my job easy. I love it.
Dude.
Oh.
Do we want to talk? Do we want to go into the Harry Potter thing?
Mm-hmm. You're finally back on Harry Potter after a long hiatus, but you're back on it.
Yeah. So for people who are new to the show or don't remember this segment, so I've never watched the Harry Potter movies or read the books. Baeza watched the movies, and essentially my little sister is reading through the books, and so every time she finishes one of the books, I watch the next movie with her. And so yeah, I just finished watching Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix a couple days ago. It's pretty good. I liked it. Do you remember much about it, Baez?
I mean, I remember watching it. I don't remember like everything that happens. Give me your little rundown.
Okay, so like Harry gets this letter that says, so basically it starts with Harry being bullied by that one, like that one kid who is in the beginning of every movie. And
Draco.
yeah. Or no, not the blonde kid, like the chubby kid who with the parents who like inflate and have all the crazy things that happen to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
forget his name, but yeah.
I don't remember his name either, but he's bullying Harry, and then Harry's gonna use like a spell on him that he chooses not to, and then those ghouls or whatever come down from the sky, and then Harry has to use a spell to send them away. And then so a short then all of a sudden like this letter comes to Harry and says that he's been expelled from Hogwarts because he broke a magic rule, like doing magic in front of, I'm forgetting the name of the people who don't do magic. What was it? Muggles. Thank you. And then so he's like really depressed, and then basically the Order of the Phoenix come and they kind of like scurry him away and like save him and bring him to their secret, like it's like a secret establishment, and it has a bunch of like our favorite people from the previous movies, and they're all like bringing him up to speed, and they're like, oh, there's some weird stuff, some weird shit going on, Harry. And they're like trying to bring him up. And yeah, that's like the beginning of it. And I'm trying to remember that. And then, yeah, he ends up going to Hogwarts. Oh yeah. Cause they go to like a court and Dumbledore shows up. He gets acquitted at the court thing and then ends up going to Hogwarts. And one of the ladies from the court is like she's just new to the staff. And I love calling it the staff, by the way. I keep on looking at it like they're just like, I'm watching New Girl and looking at it like just like all like a teacher on a staff makes it really funny to me. I'm like, anyways, so they've appointed a new Defense Against the Dark Arts professor, Dolores Umbridge.
Mm.
Dude, fuck Dolores Umbridge. I hated her.
Wow.
I hated her. Awful. I couldn't stand her.
So you don't like Dolores Umbridge. Do you
No, I
like
hated
her
her.
acting, or do you just hate like everything about her character?
I think her acting was good. I mean, actually, I think her acting was really good. It was kind of like just so controlly and like and ominous, and she clearly had like this sick thing to her, like when they're writing, when she has Harry do the writing exercise, and then it writes
Mhm.
like in blood on his hand, and then she makes all the kids
Yes.
do that. And there are moments where she's like trying to keep the composure down, like, oh, you like Voldemort isn't real and whatever. And then like people are like, no, she is real, she is real. And then she's like, ah! Like she has these creepy outbursts. Dude, I
Mhm.
wanted just to like like I was like waiting for like some like anvil to fall on her or some spell or some like monster to eat her. Like I hated her so
You
much.
know what she is?
What?
Dolores Umbridge is the first Karen.
The first Karen, the OG Karen, the OGK.
What did you say? Who was the first Karen before her?
Dude, I don't know.
I think she started the whole Karen shit.
I think you might be right. Yeah, she was pretty
Karens that
Karen-y.
start being Karens to her.
Dude, she's
She
such a
started this whole
Karen.
shit off. She is. Isn't
She
she
really
not?
is. No, I think you're right. I think you're right. Yeah, dude, she drove me crazy. I just hated her. And the way she walked too, it was just so like, it was just
A little bit of arrogance, a little
so
smug.
arrogant, so smug. Like all the teachers are like, what do we do with this? Like they're all like look flabbergasted and like we have no, it's almost like they have no say in what to do. Just this person who was all of a sudden just got power is coming in and trying to change everything that she doesn't know anything about, not teaching the kids properly. Oh, honestly, I hated her character so much that this movie, I don't like it as much as the one before it. I don't want to say she ruined the movie for me, but I can't say that I like this movie better than the Goblet of Fire. Goblet of Fire is still for sure my favorite.
Can't you just picture her like walking down Diagon Alley and like asking for a manager at like the one store?
Oh, absolutely. She's 100% the lady in the park who's calling the cops on like the friendly bird watching black guy
Yeah,
with
that's her. That's her.
binoculars and like a sweater vest or whatever. I'm being it. Oh, dude, I hated her. I hated her so much. And I will say
Mhm.
I loved the beginning. I love how the beginning of each of these movies has all these cool like secret little associations and like organizations and all this mystery. Because that's like the whole
Yeah.
thing. It's like it starts with that, and then it ends with them being like underneath the castle in this like ambiguous, like ominous space. And then at the very end, they're like kind of back to normal, and you see a bunch of green grass and stuff. I love the beginning of the movie. I prefer the beginning of the movies. That's just where I am
Fair.
psychologically, I
Fair.
guess, right now. But no, dude, it's so exciting just to see all of like all the moving parts, like all the Harry, you're in danger. But yeah.
So you're in the movie number that's number four, five? Five,
Ooh,
I
I think
think.
this is the fifth movie, right? Let's see. Let's see.
That's so far in the series. You're over halfway down with the series now.
I am. Yeah, fifth movie. And then I think there's three movies after this, right? I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
I believe so. Yeah. Cause they
Yep.
here. I want to see the list because I always forget how it all breaks down. But yeah, dude, it's good to be probably like a little bit till I'm all done, but kind of doing a fast track through it, all things considered, compared to
Right.
people who had to wait for it to come out. Okay, so after the Order of the Phoenix, it's Half Blood Prince, and then Deathly
Mm-hmm.
Hollows. That's the books. So do they
One
split
and
up?
two.
Oh, they
Yep.
split up
Split up
Deathly
one and two.
Hollows into one and two.
Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's good. Do you remember? Do you have any favorite parts of the movie or any like characters you really liked from it?
See, or the Phoenix, like I remember it, but it didn't stand out to me as like a standalone movie.
Yeah.
Deathly Hollows one and two, Half Blood Prince, Goblet of Fire, Azkaban. Those stick out as like really good like individual movies, but I feel like this was more of like a bridging the gap between like the middle of the series and then like all like the big like finales, which is gonna
Mm,
be the next three movies. I
mm.
think it's like kind of bridges a gap between the two like eras.
Okay, that's good because I
It's not
wasn't
the
it
best
wasn't
movie in the series for sure. It
I didn't
definitely
think
isn't.
so either. I feel like I liked what would it have been? I feel like I Goblet of Fire and Prisoner of Azkaban might be my
Yep,
two
it's
favorites.
everyone
Honestly, this might
typically
be
says
yeah. Go ahead.
everyone typically says that Azkaban, Goblet of Fire, and then the last two movies are the best four. Everyone agrees that those are like the top
Oh,
movies.
really?
Yeah. So your consensus is pretty much the same with everyone else.
Sure. I'm like maybe I was just in a bad mood or just in a weird mood. I probably was. I
No,
was
it
actually, but I almost feel like Order of the Phoenix might have been my least favorite. I almost feel like I liked the Sorcerer's Stone more.
yeah. No, I wouldn't disagree with that. I don't think it's there isn't a bad Harry Potter movie, but Order of the Phoenix is probably a little bit lower on the list than everything else.
Yeah. One thing I really liked was how Harry Potter was training all the other kids, teaching them all the magic in like the secret room of Hogwarts that kind of like appeared to them, and how
Yeah.
they were trying to keep it under wraps. I liked that. That was a cool progression. I thought that was pretty cool. Like
Hmm.
that one kid who's super nervous and he just cannot get the spell right. Then he finally gets the one. Do you remember him? I'm trying to remember his name. He's like the tall kid. I think his parents were
Neville.
involved in Neville. Yes, Neville's adorable. Um, my sister was
Now
telling me
he's
that
super hot.
I was gonna say, yeah, she was saying like Neville glue up. I didn't know.
He's
Pretty funny.
had one of the best Hollywood glow ups of all time. One of the best.
Should I wait? Should I not look that up until is the glow up? Does it happen in the movie or should I wait?
It happens like in the last movie slash like just post like the last movie.
Okay, I'm gonna
Like
wait then. I'm not gonna
broad
look up a picture then.
shoulders, chiseled jaw, beard. He looks good now. He looks good.
Nice, dude. Man, that's so great. Good for him, dude. That's got to be like, because that's what I was thinking sometimes. Like your cast, you're like a child actor, and your cast is kind of this dorky kid. That could easily put a kid in a complex and take away some confidence. But to be able to glow up, that's some character. That's pretty impressive.
He figured it out. He figured it out. He's good.
Good for him. That's a happy
Yeah, man.
ending. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what else I liked about the movie. It was just a little uninspiring, but I liked it.
Think of it as a bridge. It's
Yeah.
literally just continuing the story and for the climax.
Mm,
So you had the start of the story. There's some developments, Then you get Azkaban and Goblet of Fire, kind of a high point, a lot of drama. Then you have this movie, a little bit of a dip in entertainment, but still, progressing the story along enough.
mm.
Then Half Blood Prince is better. Then it ramps up to the last two, which are super good. So
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough.
it's all uphill from here. From here, it's uphill as far as everything. I think you're gonna like the last three a lot.
Nice. I will say I really wanted what the fuck's her name? I gotta say it again just so I can say fuck her. Um
Dolores Umbridge.
Dolores Umbridge. Fuck Dolores Umbridge. I really wanted her to be murdered by the centaurs in the forest at the end, and it didn't happen. I really was rooting for that. When they trick her to come out there, and then it's like the giants. Was it? I feel like was the giant there and the centaurs, or just the centaur? Either way, she was tricked, and she was gonna get carried away by them and slaughtered. It didn't happen. She was in the newspaper like the next day, like with a picture. It did make me laugh when the guy was like, Voldemort's back at the very end. Like he literally has to see him to believe that it's real. You
Mm-hmm.
remember what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
dude, we've had 5 movies about it. This guy's like so late to the game.
Yeah.
Voldemort's back. I don't even know if he said Voldemort, but
What do you think of Snape and Voldemort so far?
I think it's interesting that Snape had that. So Snape was doing that whole thing with Harry where he was like kind of torturing him, but kind of just training him. He was trying to go into his mind, and Harry's job was to try to keep him out of his mind because Snape was saying like if Voldemort can get into your mind, he can control you.
Mhm.
And at one point, Harry goes into his mind because he gets fed up with it, and he sees what, from what I could tell, it seems like Harry's dad bullied Snape back in the day. Is that what happened? That's what it
I don't
seemed
know.
like. I don't know. It seemed like that was it.
Okay.
Someone bullied Snape, and so that was a little sad. But honestly, I've been liking Snape more and more, and him, Dumbledore, and then that one other, I don't know if it's Chancellor, Professor, the older woman, not the younger one with the huge glasses. I'm forgetting her name, but you know what I'm talking about? Like those three, when they step up, I'm like, okay, the adults are in charge. They got some shit to do. They're like, they got things under control.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Snape, whenever Snape really like comes into the screen, it's like, oh, like things are serious. He can like do some shit. Cause he's kind of, he seems like he's kind of in the underworld. He kind of is like powerful, and maybe, I don't want to say Dumbledore's naive, but it seems like Snape is more comfortable with some of like the dark sides of it. So that's kind of comforting in a way when they get closer to Voldemort. Voldemort, he that's another thing. Like this movie, he just wasn't that scary to me. I feel like he was more intimidating in the previous movie. And what's confusing is like when Harry has all of those flashes back when he's like seeing Voldemort in a vision or something like that. It almost makes it less shocking when you see him in person again, like when he's actually
Sure.
there.
Sure.
Like actually when he came on screen and he was actually in person with Harry, I actually for a second thought that Harry was having just another vision. So
Mm.
I don't know if that was intentional, but it kind of almost made it not scary for me. So,
Really? I thought that part of
well,
it was pretty intense. For me, it was pretty intense watching it for the
I
first time.
will say actually one thing I did really like, that initial reveal that he was there again wasn't that scary. But some of that, the battle sequence of that was cool, like him and Dumbledore fighting. That was sweet. That was really cool. Um,
Yeah, I thought it was a great sequence.
yeah,
Great,
that
well done.
yeah, I liked that a lot. Um, but yeah, overall, I wasn't a huge fan of the movie. It was fine. I also was like in a weird place, but I really try to go in like really open minded to the movie, and this wasn't my favorite. Music was decent. Um,
Thoughts on Dumbledore?
Dumbledore's solid. I like him. I didn't. That's another thing. Like I like having more Dumbledore in the movie, and literally a big part of his theme was just ignoring Harry to try to solve the problem. So like I didn't get
Mm.
my Dumbledore screen time that I was hoping for. So like that was another thing that like kind of like turned me off to the movie. I was hoping to have more of him because he's one of my favorite characters. So I don't know.
Okay.
That's where I'm at.
I think you're gonna like the way this thing wraps up. You got 3 movies left, so it's still
Yeah,
a lot of screen time, but I think you're gonna like the way they kind of close out the series.
I hope so.
So
I'm sure I will. I'm sure I will. It seems like my
it's very
favorite
well done.
movies have been
It's
pretty like inconsistent with what other people's favorites have been. And if you're saying that
yeah,
it's just uphill from here, I feel like I'm definitely gonna like it. So
yeah, for sure.
I will. No, I won't say that yet. I'll hold on to that. But yeah, I'm excited. We'll see what hopefully we'll watch the next one soon, but we'll see. But yeah, until next
Awesome.
time next time. So next one is Half Blood Prince. So we'll do another one of these
Half
Harry
Blood
Potter
Prince.
recaps whenever my sister finishes reading that book.
And I
Yeah.
might, since I have some time off work, I might just watch the rest of the movies and catch up with you, so I can
Yeah,
have
you
a
should. You
fresh
should.
memory.
Yeah, I think that's a good
Yeah, I
idea.
think it'd be a lot of fun to do that. Guys, thank you for listening. This has been an edition of the Cook and the Coach podcast. Again, social media, Instagram at Cook and Coach Pod. Uh, you can find us on TikTok now at Cook and Coach. YouTube, just all youtube.com/the Cook and the Coach. You can find us there. Pretty much all listening platforms: Spotify, SoundCloud,
Yep.
Castbox, Google Music, Cook
Mm.
and the Coach, and
On
yeah, follow us,
Instagram,
subscribe.
yeah, on
Yep.
Instagram at Cook and Coach Pod. You can
Mm-hmm.
find me on Instagram at KP Martin2, and I have links to like my food page as well, and to my music. I have an EP out. Beza, give them your Instagram.
At Baeza Tensaie, BaezaTensaie, and yeah, that's all we got. Guys, thank you for listening. We will see you next time.
Peace.